What is going on, guys? I am Sammy. Welcome back to Louisiana. And last night and for the past day, it's been raining a lot. Now, if you know anything about me, I ride mountain bikes. I love mountain biking. But when it rains, it's kind of hard to ride bike. And right down here, you can see how wet and kind of sloppy the ground is. So I've had to find something to do other than riding bikes. And this is what mountain bikers do when it's rainy. I'm going on a picnic. So this is our party outfit. We've got some tea right here. We have some little sandwiches, some shortbread cookies, and some scones with all the toppings, jam and whipped cream. This might even be able to rival riding a bike. I'm gonna dig in. This is how awesome picnicking is. I got my little cup of tea. I got some little scones with whipped cream and jam out here in nature. I'm gonna take my little bite of picnic scone. I'm back home, and this morning when I woke up, my ramps were absolutely soaked. They were just slippery and way too dangerous to ride. But now the sun's been out, as you can see, it's actually clearing up now. And the ramps have dried enough to be what I think looks like pretty rideable. So we're gonna try to do something on the bike. And we're gonna pull out the BMX again, because I've been having fun playing around with it lately. We're gonna try something that's probably gonna be a little horrible, something I've never tried before, and see what it's like. And it has to do with the seat. So this is the height that I've more or less always ridden a BMX seat at. It's like a couple inches of seat post hanging out. So the seat's pretty low and out of your way. It looks pretty normal. It's also high enough to still be able to pinch with your knees if you're gonna do a bar spin. Today, I'm gonna be slamming it all the way down. We're gonna be a fully slammed seat. Let's try this. On my mountain bike, I actually do ride with the seat basically all the way down, but it's a lot easier there where you have more frame clearance, you have bigger tires, so even with the seat all the way down, it's still pretty reachable. But on the BMX, that's gonna be a completely different story. I'm actually concerned it's gonna be so far out of the way that I won't be able to do anything with it. There's maybe one advantage. Even with the seat right here, you can kind of smack the back of your knee on the front, and that's pretty painful. If you land super deep and you kind of hit your rear tire can suck you in and you can get wedged in between the tire and the seat. Very, very painful. Do not recommend that. Riding with your seat all the way down is more of a thing that I think park riders do instead of like street riders. I don't even know what I ride. I have a ramp in the backyard, but I also ride a little street. And honestly, I think Harry Mayne was probably one of the first people to kind of popularize riding with your seat slammed all the way down to the frame. But that's enough talking about it. I've got the Allen key here. Let's get this done. All right, well, y'all just saw it here. This seat's all the way down. Honestly, it actually looks kind of cool. Let's take a second to look at this. Never in my life have I ran a BMX seat this low. I've only seen them in pictures and videos, and I do have to admit, the one thing it has going for it, it looks really cool. This might fit the BMX vibe more than anything else I've seen. That actually looks pretty incredible. I'm excited to ride this bike just because of how it looks, even though I know it's probably gonna be pretty bad. But let's give this a try. Okay, the first thing I need to do is I'm gonna try to do a bunny hop toboggan. It's probably not even gonna work, because I'm gonna have to reach a good 2 or 3 inches farther down in the frame. Bunny hop toboggan, seat slammed all the way down. There is no further it can go. Also, one other benefit that I forgot to mention, the lower you run your seat, the less seat tube you actually need. So you can actually cut off some of your seat posts and shave some weight. I cut mine off as low as I need them, but this is still a good 2 or 3 inches lower, and 3 inches of a metal pipe that you can cut off. It is the ounces that count. This is gonna be my first time ever putting my feet on a completely slammed BMX bike. I mean, it feels the same with my feet on the pedals. What if I can bar? Oh, that's weird. There's nothing there for my knees to grab. That's awkward. People think you don't use your seat in BMX. You do all the time. You pinch it with your knees, you grab it. Oh, bunny hop toboggan. Let's see if I can do that. This is a far reach. Oh, I didn't grab the seat. Oh, I barely tapped it. That wasn't even a grab. I just kind of smacked it. It honestly looks so cool that I'm kind of convincing myself to keep it. For the first 5 seconds, this is a little awkward. Let's try this. Before we get on to watching the rest of the video, I need to explain something real quick. So when I was filming with my GoPro, I had the Max Lens mod on, which is super wide angle, and I have my GoPro farther angled down on my helmet than I generally do. And in some of the clips, you can see my face at the very bottom of the frame. It's so distorted and looks like a pizza slice, and it's so funny that I've left it in. So you can watch for that in some of the clips, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get back to riding. All right, the camera's in place. This is gonna be our first try doing a toboggan on the quarter pipe with a slam seat. I think it's gonna be awkward. I found out to do bar spins, I actually need to kind of ride my crank instead of my pedal, and that puts my leg closer to the seat. It makes it easier to pinch, but that was absolutely horrible. Surely I can still half cab. Oh yeah, that's just such a far reach. I don't know why just lowering the seat by that little bit makes it feel so much farther. T-bog. I like swatted the seat with my fingertips. So I had the exact same problem that I did doing the bunny hop toboggan. I just kind of swatted the seat with my fingertips instead of getting a good grab like I usually do. I'm not gonna be happy with this till I get a solid grab. It's gonna be the only thing, and then we can move on. Take 2. All right, let's pedal in, toboggan take 2. Gonna try to get a really good grab this time. That was a grab. That was a grab. It's so awkward with it being down here. So at this point, I'm actually beginning to think that a lot of how awkward this feels is not from the seat being actually that low, but just from me not being used to reaching that far. So now that I've done 2 toboggans on here, what I think might be nice is some really tight spins, like not 360s and stuff, but just like really tiny 180s and weird little wonky spins. You have more room to suck the tail of the bike up and the seat clears your knees better. So I might try doing some alley-oops on here and play around with those, or just some really tight disaster 180s. Those might feel good and actually might be easier with a low seat. Testing is still going on. It's in progress. Wow, that sprocket is absolutely glistening. Purple bars, they're meh. We're gonna do an alley-oop. That actually felt good. The seat never touched my leg, and usually it does on those, so that was kind of nice. I found the first benefit of a completely slammed seat. I do my alley-oops kind of weird where I like twist the bike first and then rotate, and normally the seat kind of hits the inside of my knee or the inside of my leg. It never did it this time. It completely cleared my leg, so that was really cool. I want to do some more little tiny tight 180s, see if it feels good, because I generally hit the inside of my leg on those too. Trying to do the best justice I can to riding a completely slammed seat. And I think another trick that might benefit from it is doing a really good table, like almost inverted. The seat can kind of touch your legs when you do a table because it gets in the way. So with it all the way down, maybe things will feel different. So I'm gonna try to do a really, really good clicked, completely level table, air out of the quarter pipe, put the camera up and give it a try. Then we're gonna go do some spins. Oh, that was good. I now have to say I have found the advantage of running completely slammed seat. If you're doing super click tables or really tight spins, this might be the way to go. I'm not saying it's good for every trick. A little struggle on the toboggans, a little struggle on the bar spins, but for tricks where you need extra clearance on the bike, this actually feels different. Normally when I do a table, the seat's kind of touching the back of my leg. I never felt that. So to continue the test in a slam seat, I'm gonna do some little spins on this quarter pipe. It's not very big, so spinning on it is pretty tight, pretty technical. I'm gonna do a disaster stall on the 180 back end, so that's gonna be a really tight spin, have a little hop. Then I wanna do a 270 drop in, and if that all works and if it feels better with a slam seat, this might be the new thing for me to try doing. So if you don't know what trick I'm describing, we're gonna ride over the quarter pipe and actually land basically in a case, so we lose all our speed and kind of stop dead right here, and then gonna hop out of that and do a spin back into the quarter pipe. So we're doing a 180 with no momentum and kind of halfway hanging on the deck of the quarter pipe. It's a little awkward, but I find them really fun to do. We got the stall and we got the 180. That was cool. I want to try it again, but tuck the tail of the bike up more. Stall, 180. Oh, that felt awesome. Stall, 180. On that trick, I actually feel like I could tuck the rear wheel of the bike up a little bit higher. Okay, let's do a 270 off of this. They're a little scary, but I can do them pretty well. When I do it, I always tend to kind of touch the seat with the inside of my leg because I'm trying to spin that bike around as hard as I can. So I'm gonna see if it's any different. In fact, I'm wondering if I'm gonna lose any rotation, because sometimes I kind of put my leg right here to help guide the bike around and kind of have an index point, and that's changed for me now. So the spins do feel a little different. Let's give it a try. 270. Oh, we can do that. I do use my seat for a little bit of an index point to lock my knee into to help guide the bike around for the spin. My knee obviously doesn't have anywhere to go, so I need to try tucking the rear tail of the bike up a little bit higher to help rotate. 270, take 2. Oh, yes! I did work tucking the rear end of the bike up higher to kind of hit that transition, spin faster. I'm pretty proud I was able to do all that stuff, and it did feel a little bit better with the slam seat. But we're gonna do another test on this, kind of the last test. Doing tricks up onto this deck is super tight. The quarter pipe kind of sends you more out than up, and you also have to be ready to land on a pretty short distance and then drop right back in. I can do toboggans out of here really easily. It's a really easy flats to do them on, but like I said, it's tight to do them. So we're gonna try doing a toboggan with the slam seat coming out of this quarter pipe. That's probably gonna be the last trick of today to actually determine if this is a good setup. I don't know, I'm really interested. Take your guesses, give it a shot. Here we go, we gotta lock in. Oh, I cased that. Oh, I cased that. Okay, that was almost a good toboggan, but I want to go a little bit further. I need more pop. Let's give it another try. Get a little bit more pop. Oh, that one was actually the best one I've done today. Well, as it turns out, maybe this bike actually is good for stuff with the seat all the way down. I'm gonna keep it this way for a few days. That's really interesting. When I started filming this video, I was initially planning on putting the seat right back to the spot that I had it in as soon as I was done riding and testing it out. But now that I've actually ridden with it and done some stuff, I don't think that I am. I was not expecting to be able to toboggan out of this. The spins actually feel a little bit better. The only thing that I'm not happy with is it's a little bit harder to do a bunny hop toboggan, and that's my favorite trick to do from a bunny hop. Obviously, the bar spin's a little bit harder, but I don't do many of those, and there's also a lot less space in between the seat and the rear tire to get sucked into if you crash there or something. Not saying I'm gonna cut my seat post down and make this permanent, but it actually does feel pretty good. I think we're gonna end our riding there today. Well, somehow I was about to end this video and I realized we forgot to do the #1 most important test, and that's doing a drop-in. So I'm gonna outro this video, and then for the very last thing you see, I'm gonna drop in on this bike. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your grandmother, go take your grandma for a bike ride, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Wish me luck on this drop-in. Goodbye. 3, 2, 1, drop in.